Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more Clone Wars, you guys. I am really excited to see more of the season. I think it's been fantastic so far. If you're joining me early today, you already know what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So, guys, last time we had such a great episode. So yes, they have been jumping me around a little bit this season so far, but I think I've been able to keep up fairly okay. So basically, we started off the season with an episode that does almost kind of like a prequel to an episode we saw in season 1 with all these, you know, they called them shinies, these brand new kind of clone. They're not cadets. They've already like gotten past that point, but they're like fresh off the clone graduation program, I guess. I think they mentioned some name for it a while back, but I don't remember. It's, you know, they're brand new, let's put it that way. So we started that off, and it was like a prequel, and I really thought that was really cool that we get to go back. It would help a little bit if we kind of knew going in, because it did take me like to the end of the episode to figure out, oh my god, wait, we've seen them. And that's why I know a lot of people were like, please don't do it in this order. I'm so sorry. I kind of accidentally screwed myself up with that by watching the movie first, thinking I had to see the movie first before watching the show. The Clone Wars movie, I kind of automatically placed myself in a terrible timeline, but it's not so bad. I just it really like keeps you on your toes mentally. You like really have to pay closer attention. Like, wait a second. Like last episode, what they did was they started us off after the season 1 story. So we went from a prequel to the season 1 story to after the season 1 story. And then went from there. So, fortunately, I think I was a little bit better picking up the context clues in the last episode. Maybe I kind of had a feeling, you know, more time jumps were coming. I don't know. Or maybe it was just like a little bit more plain as day. I have no idea. But yeah, we got a story with the remaining clones who actually made it out of that mission. Just a few. And we get to see them kind of come back. And I was not looking forward to them having to tell 99 what had happened. But 99 was just, can we just agree that 99 was the ultimate MVP of that episode? And sadly, which I knew as soon as they're like, hey, we'll get some help from 99. I'm like, nope, this is it. 99's gonna die. And he did. But he went out doing what he truly cared about. And that was helping his brothers and fighting with them. And we know that was something that he really, really wanted. You know, even back when we met him, he was like just trying to express just how much he even wanted the chance to even ever get to fight alongside his brothers. You know, like he never even got the chance. He was kind of there were issues with him, I guess, from the start of his cloning process. I don't know, birth. I guess you could still call it a birth. That's not exactly a birth. His production. It sounds so cold to say that, but and he has just always been in maintenance. So it was so sad to have to watch him die, especially just the way he died. It wasn't like a hero moment that happened in slow. It was just like he just literally just got shot up and just happened, you know. I think there's something about the way that they have shown us how the clones die that it just really, in the way that they do it so casually, combined with how they're always showing us kind of the personal lives of these different clones, the fact that it happens so casually adds a sort of gravity to it, which is weird to say. You know, you'd think, oh, well, unless there's a lot of drama involved, it doesn't feel as heavy. No pun intended, because it's called heavy. But I think it's just the opposite. Getting to know them, then just seeing that they just get like picked off like nothing. I think it really is impactful that they do that. So yeah, so it was a great episode. I don't know if we'll be time jumping around even more in this episode. I will try to keep up. I really don't mind the time jumping. It's just that I don't know that it's coming, so it takes me like half the episode to figure it out. So, but I think I heard that at some point in the season they chill and they stop. Don't know if this is 100% true, but my understanding is that by this season they were starting to get feedback from people watching the show, and they wanted to go back and kind of highlight things that did well in the earlier seasons and elaborate on them. And so that's why there's all these crazy time jumps. Don't know if that's 100% true. That's what I've heard. Makes sense. But like, just, you know, just put a little like 3 years ago on there, you know, just to kind of like give me just throw me a breadcrumb here, guys, you know? But guys, I truly am really excited to see more of what's going to happen on the show. So what do you say we go ahead and jump in and get started on the next episode of Clone Wars? Let's go.
Though they have fought valiantly with the help of Twi'lek freedom fighter Cham Syndulla, hope
Yep.
is fading for Jedi Master Dai and his men as the droid army closes in.
So we saw a whole arc about this a while back. I think it was in season 1 or season 2. So we saw a whole arc about it, and we met the freedom fighter guy. So picking up where we left off, I guess. So so we know it takes place after that, at least.
I am in no position to help. We are critically low on fuel and ammunition.
Or wait.
Council again. Tell them reinforcements must be dispatched without delay.
Or is this taking place before? Because then wasn't the freedom fighter guy mad that they wouldn't help?
Soon, and the supply lines have been cut. The troops are out of food, fuel, ammunition, and the civilian population is starving.
That is grim news.
Our blockade
Yeah.
should be able to pen-
Senator Amidala is an excellent negotiator. I am sure.
Yeah.
Senator Amidala could not leave the Senate. Representative Binks accompanied.
Oh!
negotiate the treaty so that
You're kidding.
from Toydaria and get Ryloth.
Sir, we intercepted a coded transmission between Senator Organa and the Jedi Council. We will
Oh,
able to
great. Now
launch
they know
and
about it.
unscramble
I don't know. Jar Jar episodes are fun. They really are. But Jar Jar is awesome in like small doses, just because he's like up here, you know. And sometimes I'm like, no, I need the energy level down here.
Hello? Let me sit through.
Yes.
On a diplomatic mission.
Yes.
We are obliged to deliver our message to your king in person. It won't take a minute.
Jar Jar's being like, he's on his best behavior. I really feel like he's on his best behavior right now.
Millions would be starving and dying without your help.
My esteemed colleague and I humbly beg that you allow us to use Toydaria as a staging ground to supply the planet with relief aid.
Do not make your decision in
Oh,
haste,
no.
Your Majesty.
Oh no.
Factors you might wish to consider.
Showing up at the worst possible time. He's like, I'm listening. Oh, Jar Jar's being like surprisingly calm right now. I will give him a lot of credit.
Toydaria has an important contract with his trade federation.
The Trade Federation is too chummy with the separatists for my taste.
We have nothing to do with the separatists. Newt Gunray is an extremist. His views do not reflect those. I'm sure the senator mentioned the separatist blockade around Ryloth.
A blockade?
Oh, that changes everything.
Yes, Your Majesty. But it changes nothing.
Jar Jar's Uh-oh. Okay, so I kind of see where that's going then. They don't want to be seen as like helping the Republic, because then if they will have kind of unofficially but officially taken a side. All right, that could be an issue.
Twilight people are starving. And they will die if no aid comes to them. I appeal
What are you gonna
to my king.
I mean, what are you gonna do though?
Senator Organa is deceiving you. The inconvenient fact remains that this is a war, and Ryloth is a battlefield.
But
The
they
planet
need
is
help.
under a separatist blockade.
There's innocent
because
people.
Jedi Knights, this will not be a humanitarian base. It will be a military base. The Separatist Senate will see it as a violation of your neutrality. Will expose the Trade Federation's ships to attacks from the Separatists and force us to cease trade with Toydaria. A situation designed
Are you?
to no one.
Don't tell me he's like using their involvement
The people of
as
Ryloth
leverage.
are invaded.
I am sorry,
He's not gonna
Senator
help.
Organa,
He's not gonna help.
but
I
for
could have
the
told
sake
you
of
that.
my people, Toydaria must remain neutral.
A wise ruling, Your Majesty.
You know, it doesn't help that this guy straight up used their, and you know, the Trade Federation is like, oh, I guess we just have to pull out. Sorry.
Toydaria cannot turn a blind eye to the suffering of Ryloth. The
Oh, we're gonna do
Twi'leks are
something.
innocent victims caught between the warring factions through no fault of their own.
I'm glad
So,
you're here, Your Highness.
He is
What are
gonna
you
help?
prepared to do?
You may use Toydaria to transfer the supplies you brought with you.
That's only enough food for one, maybe 2 rotations.
It will have to do. And you
At least
must
it's
guarantee
something.
Formal dinners are so tedious.
I'm afraid that pressing matters require me to make immediate contact with Alderaan. But I leave you in the capable hands of my colleague, Representative Biggs.
Oh my god, Jar Jar. I always get nervous whenever they give Jar Jar responsibility, but he always finds a way to come through. Like, even if he has some mishaps along the way.
We counted on the Republic assistance, and it didn't come. War turns promises into hopes. I wish it wasn't so. Tell him.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay. So, yeah, you could definitely see how somebody would be bitter about that.
No clones, just explosives. Explosives.
Guys, no! Nothing dangerous here, just a bunch of explosives. Oh my. Oh, bye-bye, battle droids. Bye-bye. But they always go out in the most hilarious way possible. We don't get to see a whole lot of battle droid hijinks anymore. Have you guys noticed they're kind of like cutting back on it a little bit? I kind of missed it. I like them being silly.
Supplies into the transport as soon as possible.
At least we're getting a little bit of supplies. We just have to be very, very underhanded about it. Have to be very sneaky. But be cool, Jar Jar. Oh god. Oh no. Why would you leave Jar Jar to do this?
To honor the ambassador of Trade Federation. Let's see. That was I'll take that one.
Uh-oh. What are we doing? What are we doing?
You done with that? I heard that.
Jar Jar, why are you taking people's food?
I'm sure. Did you
Oh my god.
Did you like that? Well, thank you. Damn it. Excuse me.
Please get the man a doggy bag, Jar Jar.
Damn it.
I'm stunned. How? There we. Oh, how is he doing this? Oh my god, Jar Jar. I'm shocked. Is he using the Force? Be honest. Are you using the Force? Because I feel like this should not be possible. What's... Credit where credit's due. He's like, I'm sorry.
What are you looking at?
Misa, look at nothing. Oh, no. Misa, look at nothing.
Don't look that way.
Are creating and sharing Gungan ritual style art with Trade Federation to promote love and understanding.
That was just tense and silly all at the same time, and I loved it. I gotta say, was he using the Force? Because I feel like that's the only way Jar Jar could not just be a disaster in that situation. Oh man, he's Guys, this person's pretty good in action, I gotta say. Oh, but there's just an awful lot more. There's just an awful lot more. Oh, is he? Ah! Yes! Oh.
Let's make the end memorable.
Oh. Oh no!
Blockade runner 0909er. We have broken through.
The Twi'leks will live to fight another day.
A lot of people had to die to make sure of it, but yeah. Oh!
At the drop point.
He's already down. He's already down. How sad.
It's food and medical supplies from the Republic.
Yay! Yes! It's not much, but it's something, guys. It's something. Any little hope, my God, will get you by.
It is under more pleasant circumstances.
Stop
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, poop. Did they figure it out? They figured it
You
out.
look pale, Senator.
I have just received information that a fleet of Republic ships has penetrated the blockade around Ryloth.
If the Trade Federation has proof of any treaty violation, you're welcome to present it to the full Senate.
Ooh, he's like, where's your proof?
Decide anything.
Hey! He's like,
You play a dangerous game, Ordana. Next time, you will not get away with this.
oh, won't he?
Has heart, my friend. Perhaps it is time I reconsidered our neutrality. Tell the Jedi I am open to meeting with them.
Master Yoda will be glad to hear.
For now, at
Great.
least, the people.
All right, you guys. That was for an episode that was about a lot of like war and civilians in trouble and stuff like that. That was a surprisingly lighthearted episode, I gotta say. Oh, you know what, guys? I stand corrected. Jar Jar was MVP. Jar Jar did it. I don't know how. First of all, I don't know how he pulled it off in the first place. Second of all, watching Jar Jar with that much breakable material and doing what he did, pulling off like a little juggling, stacking, whatever that was. I mean, is Jar Jar using the Force? Be real with me. Because I feel like I know Jar Jar fairly well by now, and I gotta say, I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed that he got through a whole episode without, like, wrecking something. And not only did he not wreck something, I mean, that was just darn impressive, guys. And he pulled it off, and he created a great diversion. And yes, the Trade Federation guys were like, they knew something was going on, but they couldn't prove it, thanks to Jar Jar and Bail Organa. And the King guy. The King, I forget what the name of the species is called, but we know that we saw, characters like Watto in episode 1. And actually we saw him after that too, but I mostly remember him from episode 1. But boy, I gotta say, like, his people are nothing like him. Which I think is just like, he's like a dealer guy on Tatooine. So it's like, it doesn't matter, what planet you're from. If you end up on Tatooine living that life and everything, it does not matter what the ideals of the majority of your planet are, so. And I gotta say, really, really impressive that they not only got relief and supplies to the people on Ryloth, but just by showing how much they care and how far they're willing to go to help when people are in trouble, it really made an impression on the king of this planet. So, so good for them. I would say it was a win-win. It is too bad. I mean, it sounds like they didn't get a ton of supplies to them, but they got something to them, which is, it's something. It was really sad to watch, like, the Jedi that we got to see in this one and the clone, you know, had to give their lives, but just as they were hitting the ground, they got that message, we're here and we brought the supplies. And wow, it just really goes to show how many people have to die to, like, even get, like, what did they say? How long is 1 to 2 rotations? Is that supposed to be like 1 to 2 days? I mean, but a lot of people died even to get, like, that much supply. It's war. It's war for you. This show does not beat around the bush when it comes to showing just how, like, ugly war can be. And I like that they always explore, you know, it's not just like a straight up, at the heart of it, there is a lot of good versus evil, but they really are not afraid to get into the heart of everything in between here. Because, you know, I don't blame that king for, like, they want to stay neutral. We've seen what can happen. I mean, look at Ryloth when people get mixed up and, like, fighting, and if you don't have, like, infinite resources and a ton of, like, just manpower, supply, etc., to be able to fight a war on your planet, gosh, you could be in an awful lot of trouble if you straight up pick a side. Particularly if you choose the Republic, because I feel like they're always, like, up to here. Like, they do not have, I mean, they have something, but they're real taxed out on, like, how much they can do in this war. And we've seen that for a little while. But yeah, they go into, like, I mean, how can you blame, like, you know, how can you blame someone for, and we saw that a few times. We saw it with Padme's Uncle Guy, you know, that just, like, when the Republic's taxed out on how much they can help or send relief or anything, it's like, you don't want your planet to be the one where people are starving and dying and being killed by, you know, separatists and everything. Like, it's tough. It's tough stuff. They really are not afraid to show just, like, everything in between. So I give them a lot of credit for that. Okay, Jar Jar was great. I'd say it was a win, even though it was not without its losses, like, major losses. Again, really showing the grim reality of war here. But and at the same time, like, same episode as grim reality of war, we get Jar Jar doing, like, juggling and tricks and battle droids being funny. So it's like, they know how to balance it, guys. They know how to just work that tone. So, great episode. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.